Imagine a world where everything you remember, the logo on your favorite cereal, the line in a famous movie, the color of a landmark, is suddenly, undeniably different. Not just wrong, but fundamentally altered. You aren't misremembering. You're certain. Thousands of others are certain too. Yet, the history books, the archives, and the digital record all tell you that you are losing your mind. Welcome to the 61 Mandela Effect. It's not just a quirk of memory. Some theorists argue it's the most terrifying proof that we are shifting between parallel realities. And what they're not telling you is why it's happening. The setup, the fractured memory. Let's start with the basics. The term was coined by paranormal researcher Fiona Broome when she discovered she wasn't alone in believing that Nelson Mandela had died in prison in the 1980s. She remembered news coverage of his funeral. She remembered the grief. But in reality, he was released in 1990 and lived until 2013. This wasn't a case of ignorance. It was a collective, vivid hallucination. Then came the others. The Berenstain Bears. Was it Stain or Stein? Millions remember it as Stein. The Monopoly man with his monocle. He never wore one. Pikachu's tail. Did it have a black tip? No. These are small, seemingly insignificant details. They feel like 65 unsolved mysteries, but they are persistent. They don't go away. Psychologists call this confabulation, brain gaps filled by fabricated memories. But that explanation feels hollow. It fails to account for why millions of people would fabricate the exact same detail, independently across different continents. This brings us to the dark side of the theory, the deep dive, the parallel reality theory. Here is where the theory gets dark. What if these aren't memory glitches? What if they are collisions? Theoretical physicists have long hypothesized the existence of a multiverse, an infinite number of parallel realities. In this view, every decision, every event, splits reality into branches. Most of these branches remain isolated, but theorists suggest that at the quantum level, these boundaries can become porous. Consider the Large Hadron Collider in Switzerland. Some theorists have dangerously suggested that the massive energy required to smash particles, attempting to simulate conditions shortly after the Big Bang, may have inadvertently caused these quantum collisions. When realities collide, or when we shift from one reality to another due to some unknown mechanism, our consciousness carries over, but our surroundings don't match. We are left living in a world that is 99% identical to our home, but with subtle, eerie differences. This isn't just about serial logos. If reality can be overwritten, what else has changed? Think about history. Think about the people you know. Have you ever felt a sudden, inexplicable sense of dread? Or felt like a person you've known for years suddenly acted completely out of character? Was it really them? Or did you just arrive in a reality where they are slightly different? This is the heart of the 71 dark facts, the realization that your foundation of truth is not solid. It is fluid. The dark implication, the system is broken. If we accept this theory, the implications are chilling. It suggests we have absolutely no control over our existence. We are travelers in a simulation or a fragmented multiverse, subject to shifts that happen without our permission. Some researchers point to a deeper, more sinister agenda. They argue that if these shifts are happening, perhaps they are being engineered. If you wanted to control a population, one of the most effective ways would be to gaslight them on a collective scale. If you can make a population doubt their own memories, you can rewrite their history. You can make them forget the events that defined them and replace them with a narrative of your choosing. Are these 54 bizarre historical facts, or are they evidence of a massive reality-scale cover-up? When history is constantly being rewritten by the shifting of realities, who truly owns the truth? The 71 dark facts suggest that those who control the narrative control our very perception of what is real. We are no longer living in a world of objective truth. We are living in a world of malleable history. Every time you notice a discrepancy, every time the world feels off, remember, you might not be crazy. You might just be the only one who noticed the glitch. Conclusion: the Mandela Effect forces us to confront a terrifying possibility that the world is far stranger and far more sinister than we ever dared to imagine. Whether it's the result of quantum experimentation, a failing simulation, or engineered psychological control, one thing is certain: our grasp on reality is slipping. Are you experiencing these shifts? Do you have a memory that the rest of the world denies? We need to document these anomalies. The truth isn't in the history books, it's in the discrepancies we refuse to ignore. Tell me in the comments, what is the most unsettling Mandela effect you've experienced? And if you're brave enough to look behind the curtain of our reality, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell. We have many more 59 scary true stories and 57 disturbing facts to uncover, and the truth is only getting darker.